City. Education and land use protection continue to be big topics at the State House in Montpelier.
While debate continues on reforming Vermont's education system, there is developing consensus on how much overreach state government should have on land.
NBC5 State House reporter James Maloney is live for us in Montpelier this evening with the latest on today's action inside the State House. James.
Yeah, Brian and Lauren, we heard from the governor today who shared his thoughts on education proposals in both the House and Senate. There's not much disagreement there, but we did hear from House Democrats today who agree that some land use protection laws, land use protection provisions should be repealed.
Discussion in the House has been allowed to go in the same old circles, recycling old excuses to protect the status quo.
Vermont Governor Phil Scott is again taking a jab at the education proposal going before the House that would give districts the option to consolidate. Scott says he will veto it, but signaled Wednesday that he could be agreeable to a Senate proposal that would eventually lead to statewide merging.
The Senate is much more willing to do something more permanent, quicker, faster. So we'll see what happens.
That bill still has a lot of hurdles to get over, but there was more consensus Wednesday on another top issue for Vermonters. That's land use and Act 181.
It was polarizing Vermont, and we needed to not let our environment, which we all love and care about, come between us.
Some rural Vermonters are calling for changes over rules that would trigger a complicated state permitting process for new development projects. Now, House Democrats could be on board with a repeal of those rules. In a statement, House Speaker Jill Krawinski said following extensive feedback from communities across Vermont, she supports a rollback. Governor Scott says it's welcome news, but he wants to see further tweaks to the legislation.
It's great news. Hopefully they're going to be removing the sunsets on some of the exemptions as well, or extending them. There's some other details within.
And the chair of the House Environment Committee says they'll see how that particular issue plays out within their committee. Live in Montpelier, James Maloney, NBC5 News.